Hey everyone, how we doing? We are back. So today I am going to break down, pun intended, the lyrics behind the song Break Off with Fancy Monster. I felt like I wanted to start with this song just because the video just came out today. Lowly just put it on their YouTube channel. So I wanted to actually just start this whole video with watching the video because that's actually a super dope visual, really simple, but I think it's like beautiful and fits the song and fits the image they're trying to go for and the brand they're going for really well. So yeah, and after we watch it, we're going to kind of dive into the lyrics, what the song is about, my thinking and thoughts behind how I got to all these lyrics. And I'm doing these videos too. Someone left a comment about, help with lyrics. So I'm really just going to start this series about lyric breakdowns for probably all the songs I have. And I think it'll give you guys a really great, format or structure for different songs, how I write different songs. And yeah, it'll help you guys write some songs, I think, just to see my mindset behind how I write songs. Yeah. So, all right, let's check out this video. Super dope.
On these signs, they come to life. If I can ever try this soul again, would you call me out for the way I live? If I can ever try this soul again, would you stop me off where you can find me? How many stars did you let go? I'm breaking up. When you knock me, do you get up when I'm sunken? Why? No, we're not like them. In a world of cold, what if I could get us out? What if I break up? How many skies do we have to cover? Break up. What if this time we met one another? If I can understand the words you said, could you promise not to walk away from this? How many skies did you leave? How many lives did you try to wake up before you come at me? How many stars did you let go? I'm breaking up. When you knock me, do you get up when I'm sunken? Why? No, we're not like them. In a world of cold, what if I could get us out? What if I break up? How many skies do we have to cover? Break up. What if this time we met one another? Say the one line. On these signs, they come to life. Don't hold me back. Don't drown the light. The farther we let go, the harder we just fall. No, we're not like that. Hold these signs, they come to life.
Yeah. Dope. All right, I'm going to go back to like just a pretty part of this video so it just stays. We'll do the key for right now because these might be some keys that you guys can take to help you write some songs. So I tried to make this video first and I was super unprepared. I'm gonna post this clip of like this blooper reel thing that of me doing the first take of this. It was pretty funny. How many stars did you break? Wait. I suck at reading. So this song, I guess I just need to read this one more time before we talk about it. Oh, we got a little ad from Genius. Thank you. I was doing this on Genius, but maybe I should have just done this in a Google Doc. But we'll just go here. Oh, there it is. Yo, I don't know who that is. He's got a really cool hat. I bet he's really warm right now in that. I'm getting to the point now where in my house, I think we need to turn the heater on. It's been really nice. It's Vegas. It's usually really hot. Don Julio's going to sue me. Yeah. So this song is kind of about, what is it about? This is going super well. I honestly have no idea what I wrote this song about. So what did we write this song about? Yeah. All right, I'm going to watch this back because I am confusing myself and trying to think how I even break this down. So let's just stop this recording. Woo! But anyways, so first thing I got was the quote about the song. So that kind of can give us a rough little thing about what my view of the song. After every song that is done, one of the things that the producer artists have to do is they have to write like a little quote about the song. So my job as the singer and the lyricist, I have to write some kind of quote about it. So let's just read this together and then we'll go from there. So my quote about the song was, it's a song about being different from the world, about being scared, but brave enough to break off a piece of yourself to help someone else get out of a dark place and into something better. Yeah. So first off, with this song, these lyrics are, they're a little esoteric. Some of them are direct, some of them are esoteric, and they're not, sometimes a lot of my songs are super direct. It's like exactly what I mean. And sometimes I use some analogies, some metaphors, and that's okay. And, I think the first thing I want to say before I even just dive into these lyrics is I feel like some people get wrapped up into like, this has to make complete sense. And yes, there are lots of songs that make complete sense. You know exactly what it's talking about, and you completely understand the message. Obviously, some of my favorite songs are like that. I have some songs like that too, but there are some other songs that we love that and lots of artists and songs that I have where sometimes I honestly don't even know what they're talking about. The lyrics are just cool. It has this general vibe, and the feeling is awesome. This song is kind of a little bit like that. When I first go into start the vocals for any song, I get the instrumental from the artist if it doesn't start with like a top line or something for me. And what I'll do is I'll go into my vocal booth. I'll just turn on the track and, I'll sing. Honestly, most of the time it is one take, two takes, maybe 3 or 4 sometimes, but usually for every song, I usually get most of the lyrics, if not all the lyrics, all the melodies from either the first or the second take. And usually from those first or second take, because that's just my complete letting go, and just whatever comes out of my head is what gets recorded. And everything usually comes out of that. But when I'm singing, a lot of the times there will be something that I say that is like in the lyrics that it might be just like a little bit off, but there are some times when I have sang something inside of like a mumble take and it just sounded really cool. And, you try to just like I think you're trying to find little points at least when I'm singing, and it's like I'm trying anything that like you can lock in on, you go like, oh, that's cool, or we can build off that. Any little thing. So sometimes even it's just like a little phrase, it's like that helps you just like move along. So I know that this was a song where I'm pretty sure something that I said in here, I may have gotten something from those mumbles. So yeah, I haven't done one of these before, so I'm not even sure exactly how this is going to go, but we're just going to kind of talk about the lyrics, and I'm just kind of read them, and I'm going to try to do my best that I can to break down kind of how I wrote these and what the structure is, and kind of even me just kind of look at this and say like, what am I saying here? And, how does that relate to what the quote of the song is about and the overall structure and message. So yeah, we start off with, if I could ever try this all again, would you call me out for the way I lived? I think that is a kind of just a take on your life and how you're living it. And if you did it again, like who's going to call you out? And, I think that's just a reflection on like, how are you living? If I could ever try this all again, would you start me off where you could find me? It's interesting, like these, when I read that, it's hard for me to actually get like the best version of it, but, yeah. So, but what I did with that, at least in that first part, is, in verses, sometimes I think instead of always looking at something like as a verse and a chorus or pre-chorus, sometimes your verses, like they are these little choruses, and it's okay to repeat yourself in verses and stuff like that. Cause sometimes it's like, I remember, I learned about the Bee Gees, and someone told me at some point, basically all the members of the Bee Gees will go in a room and every one of them will like write a chorus, and then they'll come back. And that's why like some of those Bee Gees songs are like, they're so catchy because like every part is like sounds like a chorus. So that's just another way to think about stuff, is every part of your song can be this hook. And obviously there's some, songs and stuff where it's like the melody's completely different in the first verse and the second verse and the bridge and stuff like that. And speaking of a bridge, I'll talk about this really quick, and we'll talk about this once we get there. But in this song, at the end of the song is like this outro bridge. In EDM songs a lot, there isn't really a bridge. Like pop structure is like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, but not a lot of EDM songs have a bridge, because it's usually just two drops, unless there's a third drop. A lot of like some songs lately, like one of my favorite songs is the Blank and Jason Ross Chandler Layton song "One More Day," that has that middle drop, and there's a lot of songs that have that. I guess that's the bridge. Sometimes the lyrics different, or sometimes you just repeat whatever the hook is that builds up into the heavy drop. But anyway, so this song at the end, it's like there's this outro bridge. A lot of the times, I also like to think about a bridge in the beginning of the second verse or at the end of the second verse. I feel like that's definitely a section where you can change something and have like another hook and like a B or C section that's different from the first verse and different from the chorus. So yeah, in this first section of the lyric, if I could ever try this all again, if I could ever try again, it's like there's a repeating hook like right away. And, I'm also going, it goes if would, and then if would. So that's like my structure of this is, and then instead of just repeating the second line, it's, it's different. Would you call me out? And then the other one, would you start me off? So yeah, it's just kind of like, if you look at this and you just kind of look at that structure, it's like, it's nice. And then the third lines are different on both of those. But also the first line, both of those paragraphs, this song has a lot of like, something to think about is statements and questions, and you want to figure out in your song where you can have like a statement and a question. So this song, like I said, starts out with some questions. And even the pre-chorus is a question: how many stars did you let go? I'm breaking up. So yeah, it starts with a question: how many stars did you let go? And then we start. I think probably towards the chorus, you want to start saying some statements about what you're feeling. I think verses are, if you are going to do some questions, it's usually in the verse. But honestly, I mean, there's questions in the chorus too. So. The pre-chorus: how many stars do you let go? I'm breaking up. When you knock me, do you get up when I'm sunk in? So, it's really interesting reading these back and just thinking like, Zach, what were you talking about? But yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense, and it's interesting. Like this is definitely a song where it's kind of up for interpretation, and I think a lot of these lyrics came from melodies, and we made them work. And sometimes you just get tied to these like vowel sounds. Like when I'm doing the mumble, there is these just like vowels that like I like, and you just try to make words fit. So this song was kind of like that. And I want to go back to, just before we try to break this down more, is don't let trying to make complete sense. I know this like sounds weird. It's like I'm just listening to myself talking like, Zach, what are you really saying right now? But what I want to say is you don't want to get so caught up in always being like, this has to make perfect sense. If you can make some cool sentences and they sound cool and there's like this general vibe and you kind of internally know what you're feeling, and the melody is great, it's like, don't let trying to make perfect sense stop you from like finishing a song. And so the next line, which is part of so I guess this is kind of the pre-chorus: how many stars do you let go? I'm breaking up. And then wait, no, we're not like them in a world of gold. What if I could get us out, but what if I break? We're kind of coming into like what the quote of the song is being different from everyone in this world of gold, where, I would say to me that kind of relates to, the love of money and stuff like that, and how greed in the world is bad. I mean, it's I think the love of money, I mean, it's a quote, is the root of all evil. I think it's good, obviously, to everyone needs money, but if you just like love money, if that's like your sole thing, it's like, that's where a lot of obviously bad stuff come from. What if I could get us out, but what if I break? And I think, that line, obviously goes back really to what the quote about the song is being willing to, change or help someone get out of something, and being willing to, like, I guess, sacrifice yourself, or like be willing to do something for another one, even if it might hurt you, just to help someone else. So it's kind of a powerful message. And then I think the break off part, there was a mumble, and it was just like this super powerful vocal. Break was a really great word to yell, and or sing really loud. I really personally like A's. Obviously, like away is probably the best word that was ever invented. Away. It's great. It doesn't have any consonants, and you can sing it in however you want. It's nice. Rolls off the mouth amazingly. How many scars do we have to cover? Break. We'll break off. What if this time we mend one another? Okay, so this isn't actually, hold up. These aren't structured out. Well, let's just do that. Okay, so this, save the one light. We're just going to delete this because this doesn't come until the last part. So forget about that. Forget the one light line for a second, and yeah, I'll come back to that. And so, break off. How many scars do we have to cover? Break. We'll break off. What if this time we mend one another? I think these are kind of two different points. I definitely tried to rhyme cover with something, and you know, we were talking about break. So I was trying to think of yeah, what else goes with breaking and then mending. But yeah, back to the first line just for a second. Break off. How many scars do we have to cover? I think that's kind of about, you know, in your life, like whether it's, you know, you did something for someone else or yeah, it's like, how many things do we have to go through? Yeah. What if this time we mend one another instead of, you know, hurting each other or doing something that's breaking, and what if this time we're just nice? Yeah. I think I kind of get a little more, maybe a little more coherent in the second verse. So if I can understand the words you said, could you promise not to walk away from this? Yeah, I think that's kind of just a cool line about, you know, listening and understanding each other. And, you know, if, you know, I was just talking to someone today about something. They say that they were depressed, and I, you know, just had some kind words to say to them. And it's amazing what, you know, just, you know, listening to someone and trying to understand where they're coming from and offering help, you know, it can help them to walk away from, you know, some things in their life that maybe aren't super good. And then this line is actually the next line. How many scars did you leave? How many lives did you try to wake up? I think that is, you know, I think that is, I guess, my kind of bridge in the second verse. So it's this like different melody. We come back to the first melody. Yeah. So I'm super ADD a lot, or whatever that's called. I don't believe in diagnoses, but I believe that I definitely get distracted. It's super funny. I was driving with Andy to the gym today, and anytime I just get talking, I don't know if you guys are like this, but anytime you get talking when you're driving, like we were going to the gym, and the gym is literally like you just get on the freeway at 215 and you get off on Flamingo, and the gym is right there. But I like went up Tropicana and then turned left to Fort Apache, and I was just like, dude, I'm going like the complete long way. But because we're having some conversation with someone, I'm really not the best multitasker, and it's something I need to work on. Anyways, what was I talking about? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we have the same melodies that start in the first part. If I could ever try this all again, and then if I could ever try this all again. So then we come back into that melody, which is, like I said, it's like our verse hook. In the second part, if I can understand the words you said, could you promise not to walk away from this? And then this is like our B, or like, you know, yeah, it's like our bridge section of the second verse. I think that's like a really great time to change up the melody is if you want to, you know, just, this is one way. Like I said, we're going to break down lots of different songs, and I do a lot of different things. Sometimes like I come right into a new part in the second verse, and I think that's cool too. But other times it's great to just come back into that same melody. It gives someone that sense of like, okay, I've been here before. This is cool. Like we're back into this place that I'm familiar with. And, you know, if you're changing things and there's too many weird things in a song, it's like, no one's going to remember what's going on. And you're not going to hook them. So, but yeah, after this first part of the second verse, we come into this like, yeah, it's like bridge part. How many scars did you leave? How many lives did you try to wake up before you command me? And, you know, I think that line is kind of about what wrongs did you do to other people? And how many lives did you wake up? I think is a thing about, and then, you know, before you command me, before you know, tell me something, it's like reflecting on yourself, like what did you do before you're gonna give me some advice, or like tell me how to live my life. And how many lives did you wake up is about, who did you help? Did you wake people up and help them see things that they needed to see or something like that? And then, this just all goes back to, it's interesting. Like I started this video with like, dude, I'm trying to like remember how I can make these lyrics make sense. But as I'm reading them, they really do. Even though that song about the quote kind of came at the end, it was like, okay, I have to like figure out like how I describe like what exactly this song is about. But I think the more we're like breaking down these lyrics, the more I'm realizing we're coming back to kind of what it is about. And, it's like, being willing to help someone out of a dark place or like, wake them up or try to like get them out, and just talking about things about, what we're going through. I mean, the human experience and all my songs are, it's interesting. A lot of my songs, I mean, most of them are about some kind of relationship stuff. Not all of them are, but I think that's just, the most powerful thing is your relationships. Your relationship with your friends, with the people, your relationship with your spirituality, with God. That is what the human experience is so much about relationships. And I think we all have, I think if you're struggling to write a song, I'm not to say there's no excuse, but every single person in existence, like we've all been through things that are hard with people in our lives, and you can draw so much from that. And, I think the thing to remember sometimes just on how to get organized and do other things like that is just like have a little thing in your, we all have Notepad on our phone. We all have voice recorder. So if you're feeling something, if you like are in an emotion, like, have something set up where it's like, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this way. It's like, write it down, sing it out. Doesn't matter if you sound terrible or whatever. It's like the main thing is like, dude, when you're feeling something is write it down. And, if you're sitting down to write, it's like, think of any relationship. And I've also had some other songs. I'm going to break down definitely my song called Missing You. And that song wasn't about my personal perspective, but I was thinking about it through the eyes of someone else. So that's just even like another tip of like writing. It's like, instead of thinking about, how I feel about this person, it's like, maybe just flip it. Be like, how are they feeling about me? Just another tip, I guess. So after this, we've really said kind of all the lyrics that we have said, for our verses. So, I mean, simple structure of, EDM songs, pop songs too. It's like, your main chunk of your kind of storytelling or kind of painting a picture is going to come in your verses. And then, you're just going to come back immediately into the pre-chorus or the hook of the song. And that's what we're trying to grill in. So right after this, like bridge part right here, before you command me, wait, no, we're not like them in a world of gold. What if I break? And then come back into the second drop. What's cool about this song is it is kind of this pop structure to me, because instead of just like the hook there's a hook obviously before the drop, but this song has like an actual chorus to it, which I think is cool. And I think I like doing songs because I come from like a pop, or more like an alternative rock, and I guess even pop or R&B or, I don't want to say background, definitely more of like a rock background, but I definitely grew up with pop music. And, it's like, some of your favorite songs. Like, yeah, there's vocals in the drop or what, in the chorus. So this one's cool because there's this whole chorus section in the drop. So, so let's go. I added one thing, this melody that I deleted from the other one is Save the One Light. So I think it was honestly this melody that I had in the original mumbles when we pieced things together. And then I just realized, I can't remember really why, but it just worked because it was just this one lyric. And I think sometimes when you save, like if you're going to do something extra, it's like, and it doesn't really fit, it's like try it at the end of the song or like as like an additional thing. So that's where I put this Save the One Light thing. And you know, break off. I think save the one light to me, if I can try to just like explain where I was coming from with this, is yeah, you know, it's about, you know, breaking yourself off and to help someone or show something. And save the one light is, I guess, you know, maybe like the truth or what's really important, you know? But yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of these lyrics in the song are super up for interpretation, and I think that's cool. And even if you know, it's like you guys have seen me through this whole video. It's like I have to read, and I'm like, what did I mean? But the thing is everyone is going to take different. Everyone's going to take a different message from this, and I think that's cool. And I think when you you just work on really completing something, and I think, you know, like I said, if your melodies are really great, not to say a great melody is always going to if you have a great melody and your lyrics aren't like super direct or like it's super like perfect of like what I'm talking about, a great melody is like always going to win every single time. But even if you have incredible lyrics and you have just terrible melodies, it's like doesn't matter. So I think with writing songs too, it's like, you know, your melody is honestly it is everything. And I think like the secret sauce is like, or the special sauce is if you can get your lyrics and your melodies to be great. But like I said, this is a song where it's like it's I don't want to say it's all over the place, but there's a lot of different things, and I'm not completely telling a story. It's just kind of these general like metaphors for things. And like I said, I had to write that quote, and I was like, how do I wrap this in to that quote? And I think the song actually has a lot more meaning than even just that quote. And like I said, it's up for interpretation, and I think that's cool. So yeah, I guess we'll talk about finally this bridge at the end. And actually, what's pretty cool is I didn't have these lyrics at the beginning, but at the beginning of the song, I'm just gonna play really quick. Yeah, so I mean, what's kind of cool about this song too is I had that hook, and it's not a verse, and it's not it's just like this. I don't even know how to even describe what it's like. Yeah, I mean, this song, I guess is this. So even if you have verse, chorus, you know, you have intro, outro, which is cool too. And you can, you know, this song is a perfect example. It's like I have this like intro hook, and then I bring this intro hook, which is like, you know, the A, B to the outro back at the end. So this song's cool. It has like all these like kind of little different hooks, and this one's cool because it has like I said, it starts with this hook that you don't hear again until the very end of the song. But I think it really wraps up the song super nice to come back to this like really beautiful little melody that starts the song, and all these signs come to life. I think does wrap this up about you know, what the song's about, and the signs of struggle or helping someone or what you're going through, and yeah. So and then yeah, we have like this bridge at the end of the song, which is cool. I just had this melody at the end of the song, and yeah, it made it work, and it's just cool. It's like this song is definitely different. You guys are gonna see how I break down other songs, and that's why I'm gonna try to do a lot of these for every different song. And there are gonna be songs where like I had a extremely concise idea, and we wrote a whole song. This one, I didn't have a complete concise idea from the beginning. We went with the melodies. I tried to make things that I felt sounded cool and sang cool. And like I said, even now, it's like I'm still even looking at it. I'm like, you know, I'm saying a lot of different stuff, and it's cool. It's like I'm even coming back to the song and looking at it in a different light. And that's what's cool about some of your favorite songs, where it's not completely apparent exactly perfectly what it is, but it's like every time you come back to it, you get something new, which I think is really cool. And you guys are seeing me go through that with my own song. So the last lines: don't hold me back, don't drown the light. Don't hold me back, don't. It's like I don't know if it's necessarily that I'm talking to someone, but it's like just a statement about you don't want to be held back. You don't want to drown someone else, to drown your light or the light or whatever you feel like the truth is. The farther we let go, the harder we just fall. It's interesting that last line. It's not super. I guess it's not super positive. The farther we let go, the harder we just fall. I'm going to leave that one up to interpretation because I can't exactly explain it, and I think that's fine. But anyways, like I said, it's just cool. It ends like with this cool bridge and these different melodies at the end, and it gives someone like this surprise at the end. And I like this song. The song's 3:30 is pretty short, and I think this song has a lot of like replayability, and there's a lot of things that you can catch and different meaning. Okay, so I don't make edits usually for any of these videos, but I had to make this edit. We just talked about the bridge at the end of the song, the outro. Thought I had all the lyrics correctly in the right format in this Google Doc. Obviously, we had to move some things around. But just to go back to the bridge one more time, I'm just going to play it really quick because I didn't have all the lines at the end, so we're just going to talk about it really quick, and I'm just going to cut this, which I already have because you're watching the video, into the video so it can make more sense, and it can make more sense to me. So let's, we're going to go back to the bridge of the song really quick, which is the outro, right? I'm just going to play this for a second.
The heart don't drown, they come to hold the one light on the inside. Hold, they come to life. Don't hold me back, don't drown the light. The farther we let go, the harder we just fall. No, I'm not like that. Hold these signs. Hold, they come to life.
Okay. Yeah. So there is some things at the end that even tie back to some of the hook. Obviously, we got the all the signs they come to life, which is that little hook that we had at the beginning. Then it's like we have this B, almost like bridge part, another bridge in the outro of the bridge. The hold me back, don't drown the light. The farther we let go, the harder we just fall. So this is like its own little bridge that's sandwiched in between these. And then what I also did is I brought this other little hook back which is in the pre-chorus where I go, no, we're not like them. So I bring that back here, which is like a cool, like, you're bringing it back to something familiar. And then, we end it with that same little thing. So all these signs, they come to life, is like its own little hook that actually happens 3 times in the entire song. So we'll definitely be more prepared next time. And there you go. This has been my first edit in a video I have made. And back to the rest of the video right now. Shout out to Fancy Monster again for wanting to work with me. I'm super stoked about this song. I've worked with Lowly a bunch of times in the past, but it has been a minute, so it is really cool to be back on Lowly for a release. So hope you guys like this. I'm going to try to do more videos like this. This was my my first one of these lyric breakdowns, so I'm just kind of learning through this process of even just doing this. But if there are some songs that you guys really want me to do next, let me know. and I'll do them. And I think the next one I do want to do, just because it was my release before that, is Pseudo Love with my boy Highland. But I want to break down some other my more popular releases in the EDM space, and then even some solo songs that I've done, some songs on my album, and I think it will be just really great. Like I said, if you're a songwriter, eventually I'll have all these videos. So it's like, you can go to one of my songs and you can listen to it. And if it inspires you to write and you want to use it as a structure, then you'll have this video on my channel that you can go and reference, and we'll talk about all this kind of stuff again. Yeah. So if you guys like this video, feel like it's helpful, please subscribe, hit the like, the bell notification so you know when I post a video. Leave a comment, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys soon. Much love. God bless.